Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. You've probably heard the buzz swirling around the NFL lately. And if you're a dedicated fan of the Washington Commanders, you know that every trade rumor, every move, every shift in the landscape can have huge implications for the team's future. And right now, the big story that's capturing everyone's attention is the possibility of the Commanders making a dramatic move to bolster their secondary by acquiring Kyle Dugger from the New England Patriots. That's right, Dugger, one of the most versatile safeties in the league, a guy who's been making waves with his aggressive playstyle and elite coverage skills, could soon be donning the burgundy and gold. The rumors are flying, and while nothing has been officially confirmed, the whispers are loud enough to suggest that the Commanders are serious about this. The proposed trade involves sending a third-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft and a reserve cornerback, Forbes, to New England. It's a bold move, but in the NFL, bold is often what separates good teams from great ones. The Patriots, currently sitting at 2-6, are in a rebuild mode after parting ways with Bill Belichick's coaching staff. And with a cap space of around $10 million, they're certainly looking to reset and acquire young talent through draft picks. For the Commanders, who are sitting at 3-5 with about $9.5 million in cap space, this makes strategic sense. They are desperately trying to cover the loss of Love, who is currently on IR, and adding Dugger could be just what they need to elevate their secondary to a new level. The defense under Ron Rivera, especially with Jack Del Rio calling the shots, has shown flashes of brilliance but has also struggled with consistency, especially giving up an average of 26 points per game. That's a number that definitely needs improvement if the Commanders want to contend seriously for the playoffs and push deeper into the postseason. Now, let's talk about Dugger himself because he's not just any safety. At 29 years old, he's in the prime of his career, and he's proven that he can be a game changer. Dugger is a hybrid safety in the mold of a versatile, aggressive player who excels both in coverage and in blitzing situations. His 2025 season has been impressive, playing 8 games, recording 58 tackles, 3 interceptions, and 2 sacks. His PFF grade of 87. 9 is indicative of his high-level performance, and his EPA per coverage of -0. 28 shows his effectiveness in limiting big plays. He's someone who can really bring the heat when rushing the quarterback, and in coverage, he's been elite, allowing just 17 completions on 28 targets for 198 yards, with only 1 touchdown allowed, and a completion percentage of 67%. Throughout his career, Dugger has accumulated over 300 tackles and 12 interceptions, making him a reliable and impactful safety. His stats reveal a player who's durable, with 0 injuries reported in 2025, and someone who consistently performs at a high level under pressure. His ability to blitz, combined with his coverage skills, makes him a perfect fit for a team like the Commanders, who are looking to revamp their secondary and bring a new level of physicality and intelligence to their defense. And it's not just about stats. Dugger's presence on the field elevates the entire defensive unit. His ability to read plays, anticipate routes, and make big plays in crucial moments has been instrumental for the Patriots, even with their struggles this season. His allowed passer rating of 102.3 is quite solid when considering the league-wide standards for safeties, and his YAC allowed of 3.8 yards per reception demonstrates his ability to limit yards after catch, preventing big gains that can turn the tide of a game. Now, some might wonder, why would the Patriots be willing to trade Dugger at this stage? Well, the answer lies in their current rebuild. After a disappointing start to the season, they're prioritizing youth and the offensive line, which has a PFF grade of just 65.1. With a focus on developing younger players and extending contracts to promising rookies, the Patriots are clearly in a mode of retooling rather than contending immediately. Trading Dugger for a third-round pick and a reserve cornerback makes sense for them. They're looking to acquire more draft capital and younger talent, especially with their cap space, and the need to rebuild their roster in the post-Belichick era. On the other side, The Commanders see Duggar as a key piece to turn their secondary into a lockdown unit, reminiscent of the legendary Legion of Boom days in Seattle, or even the elite defenses they've seen in recent years. His addition could significantly reduce the opposing quarterback rating, which currently hovers around 88, down to around 75 or even lower. That's a game changer. With Duggar's ability to contribute around 80 tackles, plus his projected 4 interceptions, he adds a layer of reliability and playmaking ability that the current secondary desperately needs. The impact on the entire defense could be enormous. The PFF grade of the unit could see an increase of around 5-8 points, turning a defense that's been vulnerable into a formidable force. The secondary, in particular, would likely turn into a lockdown unit, with the potential to reduce opposing QBs, ratings, and make life much more difficult for receivers and quarterbacks alike. This move would also give defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio more flexibility, allowing him to design more aggressive schemes, including more blitz packages that Duggar can execute with precision. Now, let's look at the broader picture. A trade for Duggar could be the catalyst that propels the Commanders from their current 3-5 record into a playoff contender. Their schedule looks more manageable, and with a secondary strengthened by Duggar's presence, they could turn things around quickly. If we project Duggar's stats for the remainder of the season, adding around 80 tackles and 4 interceptions, that's a significant boost. It's comparable to what teams like the Titans or Ravens have done with impactful safety trades in the past, which have often been the turning point for their defenses. And there's more to consider. This move could also influence the division standings. The Eagles and Cowboys are formidable opponents, but with a more aggressive and reliable secondary, the Commanders could challenge them more effectively. Plus, the psychological boost of making a bold move can energize the team and the fan base, creating a sense of momentum that's hard to quantify but vital for a team aiming to break into the postseason after a few tough years. Speaking of postseason, the betting odds are shifting as well. The Super Bowl LXI odds, which were previously at plus 120,000, have now shortened to around plus 7,000 with the possibility of acquiring Duggar. This kind of move can be the X factor that pushes the Commanders into the playoffs, especially against mobile quarterbacks who have been a headache for their defense this season. Duggar's ability to contain these players, combined with his versatility, could be the key to turning close games into wins. Historically, safeties involved in impactful trades, like Kevin Byard, have often transformed defenses from middle-of-the-pack to top tier, and the Commanders are hoping Duggar can be that kind of difference maker. In conclusion, this potential trade isn't just a minor roster adjustment. It's a bold statement from Washington that they're serious about contending, about making a push for the postseason, and even more about building a defense that strikes fear into opponents. Duggar's arrival would add stability, playmaking, and a new level of physicality, helping the Commanders to march confidently toward their goal of returning to the Super Bowl stage. While the Patriots continue their rebuild, the Commanders are positioning themselves to take advantage of this opportunity, and fans should be excited about what's potentially coming. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. This is just the beginning of what could be a very exciting chapter for the team, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds.